Carbon reform is creating a unique way to decarbonize the built environment.
Currently, the world has too much carbon dioxide, or CO2, in the air, and we want the air, both inside and outside of the building, to be clean. But as a part of that, we also want to be able to make an impact on the planet. Carbon Reform is a startup company dedicated to clean air for people and the planet. And the way that we do that is through existing infrastructure, so buildings.
The built environment, commercial buildings, residential buildings, are actually a major contributor to global greenhouse gas emissions.
So we have a retrofit piece of hardware that goes into a building HVAC system, and that removes carbon dioxide directly from the indoor air, and it also filters out other types of contamination from the indoor air.
So by removing carbon dioxide inside, in addition to other indoor air pollutants, which our technology does, we actually can reduce the amount of heating and cooling that the building does overall on outside air. To give you an idea, the energy that is avoided through the heating and cooling is about an order of magnitude higher in the carbon credit than the actual carbon credits that we capture from the air. So there's a lot of really interesting things we can do with different types of credits in our business model.
So design is a huge part of what we do. We are trying to take traditionally very large and sort of intangible climate strategies, making it a thing that goes into buildings that people see and interact with, which is, I think, not the case for a lot of climate solutions. So design is a huge piece of that, because not only does it have to do what we say it does, but it also has to look nice. It has to be understandable as a piece of technology and as something that people interact with. And then one of the next things that we're rolling out is basically custom branding, essentially, of the carbon capsule, so that our customers can have something that fits really seamlessly into their space, but that they can also point to that, hey, we're working on this problem. We're actually capturing carbon dioxide from this space. We're reducing the energy usage of the space, and we have the cleanest air, in the city.
What I hope our customers experience is a direct benefit from the technology. There's some really interesting data out there to show that the indoor air quality inside of a school can have as much a determinant to a student's success as their GPA.
So if all my wildest wishes came true for carbon reform, the world that I would imagine would be clean, would have clean air, would have storage solutions for CO2. Maybe we can blast it off into space or find a way to make really interesting materials out of it. We're working on making sustainable concrete with our captured CO2. So maybe all the buildings around us would be made of captured carbon. I think it will take a lot of work from us, but also from the people around us. And that includes other types of private sector, other types of climate technology companies, but also government entities, nonprofits, design companies. I firmly believe that if you're not currently working in climate, you will be within 10 years. So, that's what the world would look like to me.
The work that happens to drive positive change happens one logo at a time, right? Like one product design at a time, one interaction that we're trying to support in that product design at a time, one machine that carbon reform is inputting into one building.
Yeah.
And that happens over and over again, and eventually that work becomes part of shaping the bigger picture.
Right.